Om Shanti, everyone. Welcome to your next normal. I'm your host, Sister Jenna. We're broadcasting from the beautiful, beautiful Brahma Kumaris Meditation Museums. For the past few months, we've been covering a lot of topics, and I hope that they've been beneficial for you as they have been for me. I don't sit here just trying to teach you and teach you and teach you. I sit here in the consciousness that I'm learning. I'm learning a lot from what is emerging from within me, but also I learn a lot from what you are feeding back to me. Then we're having a relationship with each other, and it's so important nowadays. America is going through such a turmoil. Yikes. There's a lot going on here. It needs your peace. It needs your blessings. It needs your good wishes. We all need good wishes and peace and blessings. It's not just for a country, but just for our own lives. One of the things that I've noticed that we don't focus a lot on in terms of our health and well-being is our diet. And today's topic is about vegetarianism. I can't believe how much weight I've gained being a vegetarian. When I wasn't a vegetarian, I was so skinny. My body was absolutely perfect. And a lot of people have told me that if they become vegetarians, well, they will do this will happen, it's not enough protein, it's not good enough for you, you do need to have your meat, you have to put some proteins in your body. Well, there was a time in civilization we never ate meat. When you look at India, maybe in the last 15 or 20 years, it has increased in its consumption of meat, but 90% of the residents of India were all vegetarians. I don't think there's ever been another country like that, where 90% of its citizens were non-meat eaters. That says a lot. Old civilization, the oldest. They've lived for a long time. They've made marks. And I know, even though you see the little goatees, the big cows, and maybe you're starving and you still don't eat them, it feels like, come on, there's food right there. If you're hungry, eat it. But in Indian culture, it's very sacred. The animals are very sacred. Now it's a paradox, because you might find if you go to India, the dogs are on the street and they're like wild dogs. In America, you don't see dogs on the street being wild. They go in a shelter, they're taken care of, they're asked to be adopted. But yet, in America, we eat a lot of meat. And we consume a lot of fish and chicken and these things. So it's not a cultural thing, it's just a knowledge-based thing. I've been to Brazil, Argentina, and these countries where on your table there's a piece of steak that's this thick. I tell you no lie. This thick is the way that you're served a piece of steak on your plate. And I look at how much energy it takes the society to breed these cows, to breed the chickens, to breed the goats, to breed the pigs. There's a lot of expense that goes into it, but also the energy of the gases that emerge from the breeding of these animals for meat consumption, food consumption. I don't want to tell you the ugly stories of what it looks like when animals are being slaughtered to be placed in the supermarket. It's very hard to look at it, because we have a puppy or we have cats, there are deers in the backyard, there are blue heron birds, there are foxes, there are squirrels, and to be quite honest with you, I just couldn't see myself killing them just to eat. When I also have pears and persimmon and fruits and vegetables in the garden that are more than enough for me. It's habitual. After a while, when you keep having the same food over and over again, it's very hard for you to try something new. But today I want you to consider the idea of a vegetarian diet. In the Brahma Kumaris teachings, one of the main focus and principles is food. They say, as is the food, so will be your mind. Give that some thought. As is the food, it will influence the way you think about yourself. We have a brother visiting us from Mount Abu, India. His name is Ram Shlok. He was just telling me before I came on stage that I flew in my plane and I only had a little bit of milk. And that I've been doing so much yoga and meditation that the yoga and meditation is giving me a lot of inner strength, that I'm not craving food. And of course, because I eat at least 2 meals a day, I turn to him because it's my philosophy. But you should eat, brother. Have some food. I look at him. He looks 10 times stronger than anyone I've seen. He stands strong. He gets up at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. He goes to his meditation room. He meditates. He takes light from God. And then he wants to distribute it everywhere he goes. Food for him is not a main agenda. But he is a pure vegetarian. No garlic, no onions, no fish, no chicken. And he's surviving. And if I show you him, he looks like a Hanuman, strong. Vegetarianism will not make you weak. It'll make you clean. It'll make your mind clear. It'll make you more peaceful. It'll actually help you to realize that you are contributing to the SDG, I think it's number 13, which is climate change. If we don't begin to focus on how we can sustain the planet by helping the nature to become more at peace, there is no future. So vegetarianism, it will help your mind. It is good for your health and your well-being. Vegetarianism creates a good atmosphere in the world. It doesn't kill anyone. It doesn't kill the animals. But it opens up your energy field. I'm half Jamaican, half Indian. And Jamaicans love meat. And so we used to eat meat. And when I started to do vegetarianism, I didn't miss it. I didn't miss meat one bit. It's so clear to me when I go into the supermarket and I pass the meat section and I smell that smell that used to enter my temple of my body. And when I go to the vegetable and the fruit section and I smell that fragrance there, it's like night and day. You do the math. Vegetables, fruits, fluids, juices, smoothies. Just think about how your temple feels and your mind, and how you would relate to people having that sort of a karmic energy. Number 2, the lobsters, the fish, the chicken, the meat, all the various poultries, squid, oysters, pig. And you smell it and you're putting that in your system. What's your fragrance as a person? What's your mindset? Those animals died for profit. I'm not saying pulling a potato out of the ground is maybe hurting it, or cutting a carrot, or picking a mango. That's different. It's different if I tap you like this, you hit me, versus if I do this, you hit me. If you keep getting this over and over again, you become unconscious. If I'm just doing this to you, you're like, oh stop, oh stop. This is vegetarianism. This is meat eating. I'm just telling you, even if you try to just eat meat, or let's say if you try to do vegetarianism, start with once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week, then you start to feel like your whole system is changing. I mean, just think about it. How many animals you will save. And these industries and businesses will have to find another business, but they won't be breeding these animals to kill them for profit. It's not natural. They won't need to breed them. They won't need to feed them organic or unnatural, what do you call it? Monsanto, what is that seed that is not natural? GMO seeds and grains and wheats. They won't need to do any of that. They'll naturally procreate, continue, live to their time span, and die. We don't have to breed them because we need to make money on them. There was a time there was no electricity, and the only thing we used were lanterns and candles. And we went to bed early. We weren't on an iPhone, we weren't doing like this, we weren't up all night like that. So just imagine when they invented electricity, the people in the candle industry were worried. They had to find another profession. Maybe it was difficult at the beginning, but I'm sure they still survived. They found another way to coexist. I wish that for the meat industry. I wish there'd be such a pull or such a push that there'd be an awareness of the importance of a vegetarian diet. And that if you practice a vegetarian diet, it will save our planet. It will actually protect our planet from being depleted. And all those gases and fumes and what it takes to breed those animals would no longer exist. But they could do farming for soy, for more vegetables. There are 8 billion people on the planet, and 1 billion people go to bed without proper food or water. That's too many people living in poverty. And it's because of greed and consumption. All right, here's a little bit of a trick that we use for our cooking techniques. If you don't believe me when I tell you cooking vegetarianism saves your life, it is so good for you. And I hope maybe Old Bay seasoning could give me like some recommendation or something. They can support me, because I tell everybody, you don't need to put a lot of seasoning in your cupboard. Buy Old Bay seasoning. It doesn't have garlic or onions in it. Salt and pepper. We have a seasoning that's called asafoetida. It's hing. If you're a garlic lover and you still like the smell or the flavor of that, but asafoetida is also something like Ayurveda, which is also good for your system, such as turmeric. But you get Old Bay seasoning, salt and pepper, your cooking is done. Number 2, tofu, firm. If you want to get the feeling of like chicken or steak or something, and when you fry your tofu in your Old Bay seasoning with salt or black pepper, never cover the frying pan, or else it'll be kind of rubbery, unless that's the way you like it. I don't. So I keep the lid off so that the tofu becomes very firm. Magic, isn't it? Then you put all your vegetables and stuff and whatever seasonings or stuff you want to flavor it even more with. Another third secret to make your vegetarian eating and cooking really sweet. All your vegetables, just cook it in coconut oil. You don't need anything else. 1 tablespoon coconut oil. You can put your asparagus, your kale, your spinach, your cauliflower, your bell peppers, your cabbage, a little bit of salt, because the vegetables have their own flavor. That's all you need. You don't need a lot of complication. The amount of time you used to stay in the kitchen to thaw the chicken, to season the chicken, to cook the chicken, to eat the chicken, it's too long. Even I'm beginning to feel a little nauseous. No pun intended, really. But you can do all of that so easily. Now, the most important thing about your vegetarian diet, this is really, really crucial. When you're in your kitchen and you're cooking, play inspiring music, play an inspiring message, be in peace, be in silence, don't talk, don't gossip, don't yell, don't scream. Vegetarianism is also connected to your inner peace. So while you're cooking, keep the kitchen peaceful and clean, or play inspiring music, or play an inspiring message or class, because the vibrations that you're cooking with will go in the food, in the kitchen, and when your family eats the food, they too will feel evolved. This is all because of a vegetarian diet. Isn't it simple? Isn't it easy? So even your consciousness in preparing your vegetarian meals are so important. Give it a try. Go for it. I guarantee it. You'll feel so much better. So let's take a pause moment and enjoy this beautiful music as a celebration of really thinking about beginning a vegetarian routine. Om Shanti. Om Shanti is the universal language of peace. It is what? It is who every soul is. From the place of peace, I can live out my fullest expression of life. And with deep peace, there is nothing to obstruct my thoughts. I am able to yield to what is and remain conscious to what can be. In peace, I understand you. In peace, you understand me. It is at the center of it all. Wonderful, isn't it? So good. As is the food, so is the mind. Let's take a look at what awakened intelligence is reminding us. What are the benefits of vegetarianism, Santosh? A vegetarian lifestyle offers numerous benefits: health, environment, ethical aspects. So here are a few. The health benefits: reduced risk of chronic diseases, heart disease, hypertension, type 2 diabetes, cancer. Number 2, weight management. Vegetarians often have a lower body mass index. I wish that was me. And less likely to be obese, as plant-based diets are generally lower in calories. So what am I doing? I think it's too many cookies. Anyway. Digestive health. High fiber intake from fruits, vegetables, legumes, and whole grains promotes healthy digestion. Improved nutrition intake, longevity, and the environmental benefits of a vegetarian diet: reduced carbon footprint, conservation of resources, reduced deforestation, the ethical benefits: animal welfare. Adopting a vegetarian lifestyle supports animal rights by reducing the demand for meat and preventing animal cruelty in factory farming. So huge. Sustainable food practices. Now, additional considerations: variety and taste, economic benefits, it's so much cheaper than meat. And the conclusion is a vegetarian lifestyle provides significant health advantages, contributes to the environment, sustainability, and supports ethical treatment of our little four-legged creatures. These benefits collectively make it a compelling choice for many individuals seeking a healthier and more conscientious way of living. So I think some of you are asking if we have a recipe. Well, Sister Gita was the in-house incredible chef of all chefs. Now, I'm a simple cook. Old Bay seasoning, salt and pepper, coconut oil. Sister Gita does the cuisines. And now, I don't know if Santosh can show the Meditation Museum page. There's that dancing yogi cooking for peace. And if you look at the side of the page, it has the Dancing Yogi Cooking for Peace download file. In that file, you will get a variety of recipes that you can enjoy and eat to your heart's content. And please let us know what are some of the dishes that you might have selected. So see, Cooking for Peace, which we actually do at the Meditation Museum usually once every month. We host a Cooking for Peace, and we continue to enhance your taste palette. Lovely. So let's go to our Sister Gita, the Sister Gita effect, and listen to what words of wisdom our beautiful sister has to share with us today.
I'm reading Spiritual Gardening, so let's go gardening. Knowledge is the seed. Awareness is the earth. Water is attentiveness. And the light is God's benevolent cooperation. With this method of cultivation, the plant of understanding grows, and the flower of virtue spreads its fragrance to all. Then, if I am especially powerful fruit, it emerges. It is given to others. This is a fruit that nourishes not only the self, but many other people. Such spiritual gardening is a great joy. There is no better feeling than watching the self plant seeds of knowledge in the self. Through careful cultivation, the self blooms and offers the fruit of achievement to others. Whether we look on life as a game or as spiritual gardening, certain principles must be understood and adhered to if we want good results. If the principles that govern life are understood and followed, there will be victory. there will be fruit. For example, if I plant watermelon seeds in winter, they will not grow because it is the wrong season to plant them. If I plant them in sand near the sea, they will not grow, even if it is the right season, because the earth is not right for them. In a game, each player has a position. If the referee grabs the ball and runs with it, the game is disrupted because that was not his role. If a player pushes another deliberately, he is disqualified because that is not the way to win. The universe has principles, too, that maintain and sustain the right to well-being of all things, human souls, human bodies, animals, plants, water, or earth. If we as actors on the stage of life do not stick to the principles that protect the right of all things to express, the same happens. If I am not able to express, disorder, chaos, and crises will follow. These consequences are not sent by God. They occur because, as human beings, we do not use their freedom responsibly. Breaking rules because of selfishness and not caring about consequences of our actions causes upheaval on many levels. However, can we feel great if we break the principles that maintain well-being? Think about it. This is an antidote that keeps us from depression. Om Shanti.
I just want to say deep, heartfelt thanks to the soul that played the part of Sister Gita in my life. And I want to continue expressing my gratitude to the soul that is now traveling into a new birth and a new incarnation. I don't know what her name will be, what her gender will be, where she will end up, where the soul will end up. But wherever that soul is, I send her my love and gratitude. Today's Avyak signal, which is what we read in the Brahma Kumaris after our morning classes, we're focusing this month on the upliftment of others. Those who are full of feelings of upliftment and mercy will always be jewels of contentment. They themselves will be content, and they will make others content. Their wonder is that they will create hope in those who have become hopeless. Their lamp of hope will always remain ignited for the people and situations that others who seem hopeless. So they will be the lamp of hope for those who have become a little bit hopeless. So did you all like the show today? Let me hear you. How is everyone doing? Everyone's fine? Did you learn some new recipes in a sense? Hi Tara, very nice to have you, and Tamil. Tatiana, welcome. This is a new participant. Welcome to our tribe. Gigi, nice to meet you. See you. Chimali, Meow Ming, Seeds, Kushali, Om Shanti. It was so good to see the girls over the weekend. Jenna and Rashmi and Aunt Senshin, Skippy, Kailash, Lilawati, Diamond. Hey, Diamond. Good morning. How are you? Samantha, good to see you back. Lucienne, Divya Baba, Om Shanti. Good morning, good morning. Barbara, nice to have you on as well. So I hope today you took a lot of benefit, and it's my pure wish that you will decide to practice a more vegetarian and healthy routine. Remember, even if you do vegetarianism, you might get sick. Okay, that's fine. Another conversation. It's about what you're thinking up here. It's all in your mind. It's all in your mind. But if you do practice a vegetarian routine, you will also help our environment. So in order to break your attachments, just practice loving everybody the same. The world will become a much better place. Take care of yourself and take care of each other. Om Shanti. Bye.